All right, here we go again. Hearing conservation. We're going to look at Appendix B. It's pretty short, so let's get to it. We touched on a little bit, but I want you to see the whole thing. Hearing conservation is something you're probably going to run into in your career. I wouldn't be surprised. So this is the heading, as they usually have an OSHA there. So Part G, and it's mandatory. Methods for estimating the adequacy of hearing protector attenuation. In other words, how much noise is this thing going to keep out? That's what you're looking for here. For employees who experience a significant threshold for shift, hearing protector attenuation must be sufficient to reduce employee exposure to a TWA of 85 decibels. Employers must select one of the following methods by which to estimate the adequacy of the hearing protector attenuation. The most convenient method is the noise reduction rating developed by the Environmental Protection Agency. According to EPA, why is this the Environmental Protection Agency? I don't know. According to the EPA regulation, the NR must be shown on the hearing protector package, and it is. The NR is then related to an individual worker's noise environment in order to assess the adequacy of the attenuation of a given hearing protector. This appendix describes 4 methods of using the NRR to determine whether a particular hearing protector provides adequate protection within a given exposure environment. Selection among 4 procedures is dependent upon the employer's noise measuring instruments. Instead of using the NRR, employers may evaluate the adequacy of hearing protector attenuation by using one of the 3 methods developed by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, which we commonly call NIOSH, which are described in the list of personal hearing protector attenuation data and these publications and stuff, which nobody's ever going to look at, I don't think. You might want to, but I wouldn't. The most complex method is NIOSH method number 1, which is probably the most accurate method since it uses the largest amount of spectral information from the individual employee's noise environment. As in the case of the NRR method described below, if one of the NIOSH methods is used, the selected method must be applied to an individual's noise environment to assess the adequacy of the attenuation. Employers should be careful to take a sufficient number of measurements in order to achieve a representative sample for each time segment. So, make sure you get your monitoring done properly. Note, the employer must remember that calculated attenuation values reflect realistic values only to the extent that protectors are properly fitted and worn. That's a good point. If they're not properly fitted and they're not properly worn, this whole thing goes out the window. It's not going to work. When using the NR to assess hearing protector adequacy, one of the following methods must be used. When using a dosimeter that is capable of C-weighted measurements, obtain the C-weighted dose for the entire work shift, convert to TWA, subtract the NRR to obtain the estimated A-weighted TWA out of the hearing protector. I don't know if any of these can do the C-weighted or not. When using a dosimeter that is not capable of C-weighted measurements, the following method may be used. Convert the A-weighted dose to TWA, subtract 7 from the NRR, subtract the remainder from the A-weighted TWA to obtain the estimated A-weighted TWA out of the ear protector. When using a sound level meter, set the A-weighting network, obtain the employee's A-weighted TWA, subtract 7 decibels from the NRR, and subtract the remainder from the A-weighted TWA to obtain the estimated A-weighted TWA on the hearing protector. That was the most common one. When using a sound level meter on the C-weighting network, obtain a representative sample of the C-weighted sound levels in the employee's environment. Subtract the NRR from the C-weighted average sound level to obtain the estimated A-weighted TWA out of the ear protector. So I'm going to back up one. That's the one we talked about in the other video, and that's the one that's most commonly used because it's just the easiest. This is the same as a sound level meter. Set the A-weighting network, obtain a positive sound level for the area in the question and subtracts the NR, 7 decibels from the NRR and subtract the remainder from the A-weighted sound level. That's the most common one. You do your reading, take the NRR, subtract 7 from that, and use that. So, and then you take that. That's going to be your sound, your what's supposed to be coming into your ear, the noise coming into your ear. All right. So when using the amount, that's okay. So that's it. There's a couple different ones that are more confusing. If you have more sophisticated equipment, you might want to do those, but I would just do the simple one there. And that's all there is to that.